You are now watching a Lucky Penny Shop product feature. Hey, it's Lucky Penny Shop, and it's time for me to show you how to make my Stampy Minecraft cakes. Now, this video is actually a video I did in the past for a Stampy lunchbox and t-shirt assortment, but now he has a new show, and it's called Wonderquest. So we'll have all those links and information in the description and some links at the end. What I want to do now is just give you a little bit of that video so you can see how these came about. See what's inside our Stampy lunchbox. Here we go. This is what's inside the Stampy lunchbox. Yes, I made some Stampy cakes. Let me zoom in on those. I think I'll take them out and show you those in more detail. And then, maybe I'll show you how I made them. So now, in honor of the new show and all the requests, I'm going to actually show you the process to make these little cakes. It's not too hard. I'm going to use all easy tools that you have around the house. So when I come back, I'm going to have everything set up and ready, and we're going to get going and make our little cakes. And at the end, we'll have a little celebration in honor of the Wonderquest show. I will be right back. All right, so first I'm going to show you the round cake, but I'm not going to actually make this cake today. This one was round and decorated this way because that's the way it was on that lunchbox. Remember that? But what I used to cut that outer edge was a tool like this from our Play-Doh set. I'm sure some of you have it. I just put my fondant on the tabletop and then I rolled it across the edge and I made that band. And then I used little plastic pieces from marker caps and I cut out the little circles. So that's how I made that one. We'll move that one out of the way because I really want to make the square one. Now, we're not going for perfection here, as you can see. What we're going for is a quick bite, which is pretty cool. Imagine getting that in your lunchbox or having a little party. So what I need for this one here, really, is a pair of scissors, a rolling pin, which you see, and then a paintbrush, a little cutting tool. Now, I just grabbed a bunch of little cutting tools that I've used. It doesn't have to be super sharp. We don't need anything that's going to potentially cut you. So this is something little ones can do as well. So those are the tools I'm going to need, and then a little bit of flour, and then some water, which I have. And then the main thing is my little squares. Now, these are the Little Debbie Devil squares, and there's the round ones too, which you can get if you want to make the round version. And then I've got little cinnamon, red hot type of candy Imperials that you can use, which I've used, so you don't have to cut the squares out. You could just use the round ones, some water, and then the fondant, or fondant, however you want to say it. And if you even want to get the fondant in red, then you don't have to use the food coloring. So that's everything I've got. It seems like a lot, but really you only need a few things to get the process going. So when I get back, I'll show you how to make them. Alright, so I am set to go. First things first, wash your hands really good because you're using white. Now I've worked this a little bit, but you want to get it to it's nice and soft and easy to work with because you're going to roll it out and then cut your squares first. So that's what I did. And this is what the little cakes look like. See, they're perfect. Now I guess if you want to stack blocks up, you can, and do more decorating, you can. This is just what I did for the process here. And if you want to make a bunch, you can have a little assembly line going. So I'll make two right now for you, and we'll try to get two. I kept that other one in the back for my prototype. That's the one I'm trying to copy. So I put a little flour down. You don't want too much here. And then just get your area set and roll out your first set of pieces here. It'll eventually stick the right way. See how it just kind of stopped moving around? I'm not sure if I have enough for two here, but we'll just keep going. Now what I cut, the easiest thing for me is scissors. Okay, I would say that's a good first top. So I'm going to take it. It's easy to handle now when you have it like this. I'll cut a straight edge. Okay, so then I know if I just take my cake, my distance here, cut the other edge. Okay, and then I'm kind of going to measure it. Alright, so you can just actually take one of your little tools now and just mark it right where you need it. Right there. So I'm basically just making my top piece. And you can roll it out as thin as you want if you want to, and then measure it again because they are square, so you're just basically making a nice square. There you go. That is the top to one. Okay, I didn't actually do anything. I didn't glue it down. I just rested it right on top, just like that. So there is number one. So let's get ready for number two. You get a little bit more in here. Work this a little bit more. If you feel like you don't want to put the flour down, you don't have to do that either. It'll stick a little, but not too much. You'll be able to pull it up. Alright, so we're almost done with number two. Get this set here. You just feel it in your hand. It gets to a certain point where it's nice and warm. It's sticky. It seems to be good. It's getting there now. You can just feel it when you look at the fondant, how it becomes pliable, almost like a Play-Doh. Alright. Let's move this one out of the way. I don't want to. So like I said, if you want to do an assembly line and just have someone rolling a bunch of this out, and then see how that's sticking a little bit more. I didn't put enough, as much flour down. Alright, here we go. I'll make this one probably a little thinner. It's really up to you. Okay, that's nice. A little more. Okay. Alright, so now again, cut your squares. So just straighten out two edges. And that's your starting point. Because you could just match up to that. See? Alright, so I just set it here, remember? And then cut. Alright. So what I'm going to do is I'll straighten up a little bit, come back, and show you how I made the edges. Now that the tops are set, okay, this nice little blanket for my little Debbie cakes. Alright, I will be right back. Alright, so it's time to make the sides. This might be the most troublesome part, but once you see what I do, you'll understand how easy it is. And I have bringing in the big tools now, the heavy gun tools, the big knives. So I'll take a little bit here. I haven't really made them in a while, so since that one video actually. So I'm going to roll it out. Now you want this to be probably thinner than the top, because it's kind of like you're banding. There we go. It finds its point where eventually it just wants to stick just enough for you. Okay, so you just keep looking at that edge. How thin do you want it? I'd say a little bit more. Alright, so let me show you how I do this. There, see, now it just stuck perfectly. Okay, so again, I'm using my scissors. So I'm going to cut a straight edge. I need it to be at least as long as your cake, so that first edge. Now you can use these as strips too. So you can cut a bunch of strips. So let's do that. Now you want them a little wider, because you can shorten them if you want. Here we go. There's one. This will make two. Watch your fingers. Okay, and I might be able to squeeze a third one out of this. Okay. So that's all I did, was I lined it up with my cake. Okay. I cut my edges. Here, I can use this. Use any tools you're comfortable with or allowed to use. Alright. I'll cut it here. Now, some sides are just going to be a little bit longer. Okay, that's what I did. Now you need to make 6 cuts. Watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's okay how it ends up. You'll get the practice in, and then just every other one, get rid of it. Okay, and then there is your first side piece. Now you got to handle it gently, but once it's on there, it's pretty good. So now I just kind of shorten these a little. Okay, and I'll show you how I put it on, then I'll have to do another one for you. So here's where you need your water. So I just took a little water. Oops. And then a little paintbrush, and then I wet the side, and then I wet my piece, and I just took it and I stuck it on. Watch, it's like glue. Oh, come on in there. There we go. There's my first side. And you gotta now just work it a little bit and reshape it where you want it. Okay? And then you can take your tools and clean this up if you need to. And there is side one. Okay? So let me do another side. Let me get my length. I'm gonna cut this one a little bit longer now. Okay, a little bit more. I'm not measuring. There we go. All right, so remember 6 cuts. Now last time, I'm going to make them a little smaller this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that's my measurements. See, I would use that as your gauge now. You know exactly where you want it to be. So remember, just take out every other one. And you can really, if you want to spend more time on cleaning these up and making them perfect, you can. Okay, then again, wet everything. Alright, here we go. And a couple times I just did this. I went like this and set it where I wanted it, and then I checked it, and then I flipped it, and then I did that. So that's another way to do it too. So now you're building your cake. Now you don't have to cut them. I cut the last ones. If you want to cut them now, you can still trim them because they're not really glued on, right? So you can make adjustments as you go. I'll cut it this way, watch. There. Do another side. Here, I'll just finish this one. What I'll probably do is just finish this one for you here, and then I'll do the other one, so I have 2, and then I'll show you how to do the red, because that's the last thing I need. Okay, so now again, remember, trim off just a little bit more. Check my distance, good. 6 cuts. Ooh, see how off again. And don't throw any of that away. You can reuse your fondant by just reworking it. Okay, so here we go. Get a little bit more water in my bowl. Oh wait, let me trim this one. I forgot to do the last one. I want to make sure this one's trimmed. It is easier down here. I mean, you could do it either way, or you could just leave it. You don't have to trim them. Okay. And then you take it if you want. This is just one way to do it. You get it on there. Line it up where you want it. A little higher. If your top doesn't fit perfect, you just kind of squish it. That's the best part. It's easy to squish, because I came back and did some cleanup on the tops. Okay, so let me make my last one, and then we're done with this for now. I'll do the other one off camera. Now you've seen me do it. You don't need to see me do the whole thing again. And I'll have 2 examples, and then I'll come back with the red squares. That's the fun part to cut, because that's just random cuts. I just made strips, and I'll show you that next. Let me just complete this one here. It needs to be worked a little bit. See, I took all my scraps and reworked them. You're actually, if you want, you could just put the Red Hots on there and you're set. You've got the little candies and you're good to go. You don't want to go to the next step. See, when it sticks down like that, it's easier to hold it in place. Okay, that's pretty good. I only need 1 strip, so that's a lot. So I have enough for the next one. Okay, let's make sure it's wide enough. Yes, it's perfect. Cut. Clean up this edge. And then measure this. Okay, I'm gonna leave it a little longer because it's got to go longer. Now 6 cuts. I'm gonna try to get this right this time. 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, better. 6. Okay. My water glue. If you have 2 or 3 people making these, you can go make them really fast. Super fast. Well, you know what? Let me do it this way so you can see how I line this up. I'm just kind of matching up the edges. And it kind of sticks. Sticks. There you go. Come on. That one's not wanting to stick. Here, I'll help it along. Okay, maybe it's too wet. Alright, so I'll just hand do it. There we go. Okay. Just work it into place. And once you're happy and set, I'll clean that one up a little bit. There you go. So when I come back, we'll do the red topping pieces. Well, we're on to the next step, making the red. I think you could even just buy it red if you want. But there's things you can do here. So I made a second one. Took a little bit more time. It's really up to you. You can actually smooth all this out if you want to take a little water and make it perfect. I'm not going for perfect because I want to eat it right away. And then I'm just going to put some color in here and then put it in my bag. This is one way for me to keep my hands from getting too colored. I'm going to put quite a bit in there. I want it nice and red. Okay. Oh, look at that. I'm going to get dirty. Here, I'll put that off to the side. All right, things like that happen. It's okay. Through the whole video, I get a little nervous, ooh, what's going to happen? But it's okay. That's why I forge ahead. I want you to realize that just the little things, just do it. It's okay. Don't worry about it. They don't have to be perfect. There, see? You're making a nice, bright red. And once I get it kind of worked through, then I'll take it out of the bag and you're just really going to roll this out, cut little shapes, and you're good to go. Alright, so what I want to do though is I will come back once I feel it's easier for me to work. I just wanted to get that started, and I will be right back. Alright, so I have a nice, bright, shockingly pink, in my mind red, and you can keep working it and doing more with it. So a couple things now. As far as the tops, you can do all kinds of touch up here. You add a little water to your finger and you can smooth these out and make them absolutely perfect. It's really up to you how much time you want to spend. But again, I'm here to eat them. So let me roll out and just show you how easy it is to put the tops on. These are just little squares. I just did this. And use tools that you're comfortable with. I didn't put any flour down, so we got a little sticking there. But I'm going to use scissors. And even kid-friendly scissors will work good too. So here we go. This is all I did. So cut your edge and then make strips of different sizes. So I'll have a wide strip. And then a skinny strip. And then even a skinnier strip. Okay, that should be enough to do the tops of 2. So then you can just leave it like that actually and come here with this. You can cut it with your scissors. You can just make little squares. See? So it is hard. I got to tell you, it is hard to do it on camera. So if you can just take a step back, relax a little, you can make them even nicer than mine. So I get nervous, you know, like, oh, is it going to turn out? Is it going to fall? Things happen. Kind of just keep forging ahead. That's what I always try to do. Forge ahead. Don't get frustrated. Don't walk away. Don't give up. Okay, see, if I can do it, anybody can. You've heard that before. Ooh, that's a big one. Okay, and you're basically just going to glue these in any kind of pattern you want. I didn't really follow a pattern. So let's just move them around. Let's get our cakes in here. And a little brush. And then this is all I did. And they stick good. Those cakes I showed you were from that original video. And they stayed really nice. No real rhyme or reason. And you can make them any size, any shape. There. And thickness. So now you have seen me complete this mission. It's like any time in a video I say, do you want to see it? I always try to come back and honor that for you out there. All right, I think the last thing I need to do is have a little celebration in honor of Wonderquest. And I've watched the first episodes, and seeing Stampy as a cat is absolutely hilarious. So when I come back, I'm gonna eat one. Everybody ready? All right, here we go. Happy Wonderquest to Stampy and everybody working on the show. Happy Wonderquest to Stampy and everybody there who's making the show happen. Happy Wonderquest, dear Stampy. Happy Wonderquest to you. Blow out the candles, everybody. Blow them out. All right, I'll be right back, and I'm going to give it a taste. All right, so our Stampy Cake party is winding down. Hope you enjoyed seeing how I made these. Anybody want to taste? I'm sure they would all like a bite. So I'm going to take a bite now. And they have filling. And remind you to look in that description. We'll have links to the show there. And there'll also be something coming up right now that you'll see with links to the new show. Check it out and let Stampy know you saw it on Lucky Penny Shop. And thanks for watching. Later.
Today feels like it's going to be a special day. What's that, Barnaby? An extra special quest? A quest for Pirate Cakebeard's secret treasure?